Welcome back to the official Big Bang Theory podcast. I am your host, Jessica Radloff. I couldn't think of a better way to bookend the end of season 1 for this podcast than to bring on the incredible Steve Molaro, because truthfully, there is no Big Bang Theory as we know it without Steve Molaro. Wow. I don't care how much I embarrass him by saying it, but it is the absolute truth. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Have been here almost since day one.
Not here, but on Big Bang
yes.
Theory. Yes.
Yes, almost since day one. And my God, you are the heart of this show, I feel like. And you've been stuck with me for years.
Hello. Again.
It's so good to have you here.
Thank you.
The only condition you had for coming on today's podcast is that for every episode, we have a Rubik's Cube tissue box.
Yes.
And it's not the real one, I have to say. I'm sorry, everybody.
I've noticed that.
But guess who has the real one in his house, everybody?
It's me, and I have it, and I brought it so we can...
We're going to switch it out.
And swap it out temporarily.
Now it's an authentic, official Big Bang Theory podcast.
So that's the one that's from the set. And it's actually also the same tissues and tissue box from the one that was on the set, for whatever that's worth.
Where is this in your house? Is it in a safe?
I'm not telling you.
It should be in a safe. That's where it should be.
It is.
We should have security outside, truthfully, right now. We're kind of locked in here, but yeah. Well, thank you for bringing it. I'm so very glad. We have to tell everybody who may not be familiar with your entire career, but you started off as a writer/producer on The Big Bang Theory. You then worked your way to showrunner, executive producer, co-creator of Young Sheldon, also Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage.
Yes.
I mean, it's so amazing. And what's even more incredible was that the episode we're going to talk about today, season 1, episode 17, The Tangerine Factor, was going to be your very last episode.
That is
ever.
A weird bit of truth. Yes.
Tell everybody who's listening why this was going to be it for you. Like you were ready to quit after this.
I had quit.
You did quit. That's right.
I did quit. Season 1s on new shows are tough. It was a particularly tricky place to be for Big Bang. Yeah. And I just wasn't having the best time, and I didn't feel like I was quite fitting in, and I made arrangements to move on and go elsewhere, despite Chuck not being happy about that. So I had started that ball rolling about mid-season. Okay. And then Chuck was asking me to stay and wanted me to stay, but he said it was okay if I left, but he wasn't happy about it. And I guess as the season wore on and as we got closer to the end, things started to settle down, and I was starting to have a better time and getting more material in and sort of finding my way there. So when I did leave, it was a bit of an awkward, confusing moment in time.
What did this whole experience teach you? I guess what did it teach you about life in a moment like this, that when you quit and then it ends up, look what it's turned into.
Yeah. When season 1 ended and we were on that hiatus and I was done and I was gone, interestingly, I couldn't sleep. I was unable to sleep for a couple of months, and I just felt like something was wrong. And it just felt like either my body or the universe was telling me to go back. And finally, the night before pre-production of season 2 started, I told my wife, I think I have to go back. I have to undo this. Thankfully, at the end, at the wrap party of season 1, Chuck cornered me and he said, "Hey, if you change your mind, the door for you to come back is open, and I'm holding it open until the last possible second. So I hope you do change your mind." And it turns out I did change my mind, and I called Bill Prady the night before pre-production was going to start for season 2 and said, hey, I think I'm going to come back. I think I'm going to come back. And there was a moment of silence and Bill said, okay, great. I'll see you tomorrow. And I came back and it was a good thing I did. I'm grateful. So I don't know, what did I learn? Sometimes you can listen to your body and your gut, even if you don't know why it's telling you something.
Yeah. I'll never forget when I started writing the book and I was a little concerned, like, gosh, do we know everything there already is to know about Big Bang? Like, how can I ask people to buy a book when I think so many people know the story of the show? Right. And I'll never forget, because you were the very first interview I did for the book and you told me the story and I was so floored because I realized, oh, wait a minute, we don't know this story. Right. Because if you had truly left and that was it, there would not have been the Big Bang Theory as we know it, period.
That's nice of you to say.
Well, I know you're very humble because you're not going to say, you're right, Jess, that's absolutely true. But it is true. And
but it's cool how interested you're acting right now, hearing a story that I've clearly told you before.
No, because I still think if Steve Molaro would have left this show, everything would have been different. We wouldn't have a Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. Yes. So. For sure. So. It is truly, truly incredible. All right. So this episode aired on May 19th, 2008, directed by the one and only Mark Sandrowski. It said in the credits that you were listed as producer and teleplay by, and that was on every episode. But you were the one that actually explained to me, don't read into too much what this teleplay by means and story by. At least on this show. Yeah, because I was so confused by that. Tell everybody, because I think people just assume 2 people just wrote a script and then that's it. How did it work on Big Bang? Often that is the case on shows. If it says written by, a writer went off and wrote that episode with an outline. In our case, in the world of Chuck Lorre, we will gang write everything as a group together, and we'll rotate names around, or if somebody did pitch that story or somebody was crucial to whatever was going on in that episode, we'll work to make sure their name is on the episode, but it's not necessarily reflective of who exactly was doing what all the time. But we try. I still can't believe they haven't found another word for gang right. That you're the first person that ever told me that term. I didn't make it up. We got to get another term in here to a group chat.
Yes. Yeah.
Before that even existed. Okay. So the logline for this episode is that Penny's breakup spurs Leonard to summon the courage to ask her out, and they both go to Sheldon for advice. This was the season 1 finale, which was only episode 17 because of the writer's strike.
Right.
And I remember you telling me you didn't really look at it as a season 1 finale. It was just the end of the season and another episode.
Right.
But what was the plan going into this? Because you obviously had to find a way to, I guess, somewhat end the season and maybe a cliffhanger. What notes did you guys have?
You are asking me to remember things from 1,000 years ago.
You could do it. I have all the faith in you.
I remember I had more hair. I was probably an inch taller. It was a weird season because the writer's strike happened right in the middle. So we had done like 9 or 10 episodes.
Right.
And then I don't remember how long the strike was, 4 months, 6 months or something.
100 days.
And thankfully, in that time, the show went in, those 9 or 10 episodes went into repeats and really started to get traction.
Right.
So a lot of people, there wasn't a lot of other things on TV. So the show started to pick up weird traction that we were not counting on. So a lot of shows decided to just pack it in when the strike was over and said, we'll just start again next season. And Chuck Lorre said, the crew needs to work. We're going to get in there and make as many episodes as we can right now. We weren't even sure. I think we weren't even sure exactly how many we were going to be able to do, 7, 8, 9 or whatever. So that's what this section of episodes was. And I guess I'm sure we knew at the time that this was going to be the season finale. And we're not really the type of show to have an arc for the whole season.
Right.
But I think we knew we wanted to end on some sort of soft cliffhanger. And I guess that soft cliffhanger would be, okay, they're actually, feelings were stated, they're going to go on a date. What's going to happen end of season 1?
I mean, I think that's a pretty big cliffhanger. We didn't get that with Ross and Rachel on Friends until season 2 when they really went out. So to end it with Leonard and Penny, that was a really big deal. Explain to our listeners how the Leonard and Penny relationship was very familiar to you in your own personal life.
Yeah, in my own personal life, yes, the Leonard-Penny relationship was something that had always, I always identified very strongly with. I was a lonely, only child, overweight, fat kid for a long time who knew literally nothing about girls as opposed to now where I know slightly this much about them. But so at the time when I was around 18, I over that summer, I lost 75 pounds and got a haircut and kind of found myself unexpectedly and very quickly having a girlfriend who was very hot and out of my league and confident and just sort of driving in a different lane of life than I was.
Right.
And it was very close to the dynamic between Leonard and Penny. So I knew what that felt like. I understood sort of every aspect of what that could look like when we were writing it.
So amazing. I love hearing that. In this episode, Leonard accidentally gets Penny to reconcile with her ex, Mike, because she starts the episode throwing his stuff out of the window and everything. Right. That doesn't go well. And then Raj says that Leonard manages to screw up the screw up, which is very funny because here he's trying to help her and then they get back together and then they break up again. And then Leonard finally takes charge in what is one of my favorite scenes of the episode, which you can watch in its entirety on Max. But we're going to listen to that now because this sets the stage for the remainder of the episode and, of course, for every season to come. So let's listen to this.
You know, just once, I would like to go out with someone who is nice and honest and who actually cares about me.
What about me?
What about you, what?
What about if you went out with me?
Are you asking me out?
Yes, I am. Asking you out.
Wow.
I was just going off your comment about the nice guy.
No, I know. I got
and
that.
honest.
Yeah, totally.
So, but it's no big deal.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, I will go out with you.
Really?
Yeah. Why not? I mean, what do I have to lose?
Yeah. That's the spirit.
They are so good.
They're so good. I love this scene so much, especially because you hear the audience.
Yeah.
Like just the hoots and hollers and the clapping. Do you remember being on stage for that moment? Go back into your 18 years ago memory box. What do you remember? What were you eating? What were you drinking?
I don't remember specifics, but I do get very choked up watching these scenes, especially the early seasons, because we know how far these characters come and these actors are friends in real life, and it's a memory of like the beginning of this thing that we got to do together.
Yeah.
But it's intense, and the audience was right there hanging on it. It's powerful, and they're so good in it.
They're so good,
real.
but that's something like you only hope to get an audience reaction like that. You don't know if you're going to get it, but that shows how invested they were in this potential couple. But it was also really ballsy of Leonard to go for it in that moment. Do you remember like being in the writer's room and trying to figure out this? Because I think Bill Prady actually told me that in the original script, Leonard wasn't going to ask Penny out. It was a matter of you guys had maybe come up with a scenario in which Sheldon pretended to be Penny on a date and it didn't go well. So then Leonard was like, I don't know. And Chuck was the one that was like,
familiar.
Yeah, Chuck said,
I think that's correct.
That wouldn't happen. So let's have her ask.
Okay, now that you're saying it, maybe there was a like a rehearsal scene that we ended up not doing, and it's good that we didn't. And I absolutely think that's right, that it was often Chuck. There was sort of a push and pull between Chuck and me and Bill over how timid or not the guys, and in particular Leonard, would be.
Right.
And Chuck was always pushing to make Leonard more ballsy in these moments.
Yeah.
And it felt maybe a little weird to me and Bill, like, is he really going to do this in this moment? But watching back, it was clearly such an exciting and good way to go.
Yeah.
And that push and pull was responsible for a lot of the magic, I think, that happened in the years to come.
It's so true. And then later, Penny confides in Sheldon about Leonard asking her out. And that's when we hear about Schrodinger's cat for the very first time. Is that something that is easy for you to explain if someone says to you, like if your kids were to be like, Dad, what's Schrodinger's cat? Can you explain it?
I'll try.
Okay, go.
And
go.
I want to point out that I did not know what it was when we put it in the show. I'm fairly certain it was Bill who started talking about it, and we probably double checked with David Salzberg, our science consultant, to make sure we were getting it right. So I will probably butcher this. Schrodinger's cat is a thought experiment proposed by a scientist named Schrodinger. I can't remember his first name. Do you know it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, great. So
I just think of the Peanuts character, Schroeder.
We'll call him
right?
Dave Schrodinger. I know that's not right. I know it's not.
Sure.
The thought experiment was you have a cat in a box, and at an unknown time, a poison gas would be released into the box. And until you look in the box, the cat would be simultaneously dead and alive because you haven't looked yet.
Right.
So that in a nutshell, as best as I can do, a non-scientist person.
Let's see about your cheering squad out in the.
They're on their phones.
They're not even paying.
My coworkers are on their phones.
Are they?
They don't know.
We're looking out.
Erwin. It's coming back to me.
It's Erwin Schrodinger. What a name!
Thank you.
What a name! This is the dog that you need in your life. You've always talked to me about huskies and your love of huskies. You need to get a husky named Erwin. Is it Erwin? Erwin Schrodinger.
Okay, maybe.
Maybe I'll go to
They're
like
very
the
high
rescue center.
I like looking at them on the internet being pains in the asses. Huskies. I don't actually want to own one.
I'm going to get Steve Molaro a dog, a husky, and we're going to name him Erwin.
My wife will be thrilled.
Schrodinger. I think it will be great.
Okay.
By the way, was there any talk about maybe naming this episode Schrodinger's cat? I don't feel like that would go with the Big Bang. Like it doesn't feel like it would be.
Well, that would be a title name that might help you remember the episode, which we were terrible at.
Yes.
So the whole naming convention, you never know. You can look at a title and be like, I don't know what episode that is.
Yeah, well, the Tangerine Factory has nothing even to do with Leonard and Penny in this episode.
Because
it's all
that's
about
Sheldon's story.
Yes, and the Mandarin and the Chinese,
right.
all that. So it has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It should have been Schrodinger's cat. We'll see.
Oh, well.
Anyway.
And I do, what's interesting, I feel like Schrodinger's cat has kind of moved a lot further into the mainstream.
Yeah.
I knew when we first did it, I had never heard of it, and I don't know if... I'm sure we weren't the first, but I feel like we had to be among the first to push it into popular culture.
Yes.
16 or
what
17
other show
years
would have
ago.
had
I don't know.
Erwin Schrodinger?
I don't know. But
I can't. Or I'll tell you this. How's this?
We were early adopters of the cat.
What if you don't get a husky named Erwin Schrodinger, but Georgie and Mandy adopt one on Georgie and Mandy's first marriage?
My coworkers are enthusiastically nodding their heads.
Yes.
There's a lot of talk of, can we get an office puppy?
Yes.
Every day.
Erwin Schrodinger.
Okay. You would think it would be a cat, but if you want it to be a dog, sure.
You know what? We'll
too.
rescue a bunch. It's fine. It's fine. I love it. Well, before we get back to the Schrodinger's cat of it all, this I find hysterical because when I was asking you to rewatch the episode ahead of time, you were like, there's one scene we have to talk about.
Yes.
And it has nothing to do with really Schrodinger's cat.
No.
But you picked up on this, and now I can't unsee it in the episode.
I probably haven't seen this episode in 16 years.
Yeah, what was it like for you to go back and revisit it?
I don't know. It's emotional. It's weird. It's oddly a little stressful for me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But Sheldon and Leonard are in the cafeteria,
Yes.
and they're sort of regrouping what happened with Penny, and I'm staring at the scene, and while they're talking, all I can stare at is at the can of soda that Leonard has, which is clearly a Diet Coke, except because this is TV, it says Diet Cola.
Right.
And I'm just like, that's all I can see. And then I started wondering, did it really say Diet Cola? And it's not even like it's tilted a little bit. It's flat at the camera.
Yes, it
Diet
is.
Cola. It's such a TV thing. And then I was trying to remember, did it really say Diet Cola when we shot it, or did somebody go back in for like syndication and change the Coke to Cola?
Right.
So that was what I spent the entire 2-minute scene just staring at. It's like on TV when people go into a bar and they're like, I'll have a beer. And no one says, really? You don't, which kind of beer,
Right.
sir? Nope, just a beer, and I'll just have this cola. But so when you watch it, allow me to ruin the scene for you when you stare at a can that says Diet Cola.
You really did. It was so funny because here I prepped all my notes for this episode and everything.
Right.
And I was like, you got to tell me if there's any certain stories or clips I don't know of. And you're like, the
Just
Diet
jumped out of
Cola.
me.
And I was like, the Diet Cola?
You think we could have turned the can a little bit? So after this podcast, I'm going to go to a diner and just order a sandwich, and we'll see how it goes.
See how that? I want to know what happens with that experiment. But in the meantime, everybody needs to go back and rewatch this episode.
And a Diet Cola.
And a Diet Cola. Yeah, go back and watch this episode on Max to see Steve Molaro's fixation on the Diet Cola. Because, that's all I can see now is, and I took a screenshot,
At least
sent you a
make it
photo.
root beer. That's a generic name that soda is
Right.
called. No soda says Diet Cola. Anyway, I digress.
It was just very, very funny. I love it. Okay, so back to Penny and Leonard on the date. So we got to get to this date here. So
Here we go.
All right, so Leonard confides in Sheldon that the idea of going now with Penny on a date makes him nauseous.
Yes.
Which I personally, as you were talking about earlier, I love seeing a scene like that because it's kind of like this is all Leonard has wanted. And now he's like, I don't know if I can handle it. And God, I relate to that. And I think so many other people can, where it's like you have these dreams, but if you have been, if you felt like you're not capable of putting yourself out there or taking that big swing or taking that chance, that's what gets to the heart of what Big Bang Theory is these characters who are willing to take that step out of their comfort zone, who've never been in a situation like this. And it's so neat to see that vulnerability from a character like Leonard on TV.
Right. And Johnny's so good at portraying it. It does remind me of something I remember we used to say in the Big Bang writers' room, where it's like a dog that's chasing a car, and if it catches the car, it wouldn't know what to do.
Right.
So that's Leonard in this moment. He caught the car, and now he's thinking, now what?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Okay, so later when Leonard comes over to get Penny, he asks her about Schrodinger's cat, and she said she's heard far too much about Schrodinger's cat lately. And Leonard says good, and then kisses her
Crazy.
right away. I did not, obviously, I watched this episode when it aired and everything else, but I, looking back, did not expect or would not have expected him to go in for a kiss like that so soon, especially on a season finale where you're thinking maybe this is what they, is he going to kiss her in the next season and all that. You guys went for it. But when he kisses her, there's actually not much of a reaction from the audience.
Noticed that.
Yeah. Why do you think that was?
I personally have a kind of a complicated relationship with the audience reaction. Sometimes laughs always great.
Yeah.
Applause usually okay. When you get into the oohs and ahs area, sometimes it starts to take me out of the story, and it's very obvious that the audience is there in a weird way.
Yeah.
But they certainly clap in the earlier scene for Leonard. It's entirely either they were stunned, or it's entirely possible the first take got a big, maybe over the top reaction, and then on the second take they didn't, or maybe we had asked that we get one in the clear just in case, because it was too much or was going to take us out of the moment, and that's what we went with. I don't know for sure, but it is interesting that they cheered the first time and then there was silence the second time. Yeah.
Do you remember? I know this is so hard to go back.
Maybe they were all thinking, well, that's a ballsy little move for that guy. Good for him.
You're thinking this is the cue I needed to go move on from Big Bang. They didn't. If they had applause, and gotten so excited, you'd be like, you know what? I'm coming back for season 2.
Yeah.
And they did it, and you're like, okay, I'll see you later. I'm out of here. Did you guys? Again, I know it's so hard to go back to this time, but did you think in the writers' room, like, how do we work our way? Like, what happens next in season 2? Or you're like, you know what, it's been a really long, hard season. Let's just go enjoy ourselves. I'm sure
that's what it was. I can't say exactly because it was 1,000 years ago, but we were pretty comfortable with putting ourselves in an interesting corner at the end of a season and then going on hiatus and taking a little time to figure out what would happen next. So I'm sure that's what it was.
Okay. The secondary story, as we mentioned in this episode, is Sheldon learning Mandarin because he wants to get to the bottom of his Chinese food order. Right. Do you remember anything about that from the writer's room in this?
Very little.
You were checked out.
I wasn't checked out. It's just, we've made a lot of episodes of that show and then 140 young Sheldons on top of that. So it's a lot to remember.
Yeah.
I know that we always liked the language-based stories and scenes. He spoke Klingon. I think Wolowitz spoke 5 or 6 or 7 languages. So that was always a sort of a fun comedy area for us, and we knew that. So I'm sure that played into it. But the details of the Chinese food menu, I was watching it just like, wow, okay, this is fun.
Yeah. And we get James Hong in the restaurant, which
Absolutely.
is nice to see him and everything. So, and then the episode ends and we have to wait an entire summer to find out what happens on this date with Leonard and Penny. To be continued.
To be continued.
All right.
Exciting.
So in the meantime, are you ready to play a game, a Big Bang Theory game to test your knowledge?
Absolutely not. Here we go.
All right. And
I'm terrible at
the
this.
committee
I'm terrible
in the other room cannot hold up any signs with the answers. Capiche? We got that?
No one can see. My coworkers are holding up their phone and it says, "You are smart and very cool." It's helpful. Thank you for the boost of confidence. It's not going to help if we're about to do Big Bang Trivia.
This is why Rachel is so awesome. This is fantastic. You are smart. You are cool.
We're going to have to take a picture of that and put it still in the podcast.
You are beautiful. You can do this.
I am nervous. I'm ready to fail.
No, please. If you fail, there's no hope for any of us.
It's a long time ago.
Okay. What is the name of the scientist who created the theory of relativity often referenced in the show? Is it A?
Oh, it's multiple choice.
Isaac Newton, B. Albert Einstein, C. Marie Curie, or D. Carl Sagan?
I'm going to say B. Albert Einstein.
Congratulations.
Yes, I'm 100% so far.
Okay.
Killing this.
Batting 1,000, as they say. Mm-hmm. What is the first movie the group watches together in the pilot episode? Which I should explain, you were not there for the pilot episode. So I feel
I've seen it.
Yeah, I know.
There were reshoots. Technically, I was there for a reshoot.
I'm trying to give you a pass on this in case you don't know it.
I'm going to fail.
All right.
With
A, is it
confidence.
Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back? B, The Matrix? C, Blade Runner? Or D, 2001: A Space Odyssey?
I'm going to say C, Blade Runner.
Correct.
Yes.
Way to go. Okay. You're so gonna. I mean, if you don't get
I'm
these,
so good at this game.
If you don't get these next ones,
I want to take a picture of Ansley and Rachel looking at the cards. No, it's not happening. Keep going.
Okay. What is the name of Sheldon's friend who later becomes his girlfriend?
Amy Farrah Fowler. Final answer. I don't need your help on that one.
Yeah. Okay. What is the name of Raj's dog?
I knew that one, Cinnamon.
Or could it be B, Sparky, C, Daisy, or D, Rufus?
Or Zazzles, one of Sheldon's cats, but no,
or
it is
Erwin Schrodinger.
It is Cinnamon. Kufa Polly, final answer.
Are you having fun? Are you enjoying this?
The best time of my life.
Okay, good. That's what I wanted. Please give me a good Yelp
Never
review.
been happier.
Which character says the iconic line, "I'm not crazy. My mother had me tested"?
Oh, that's easy.
A, Sheldon.
Yes. Don't even read the other ones.
I'm not even going to read it.
Next question.
It's insulting,
Please.
truthfully. Okay. In the pilot episode, what is the first thing Penny says to Leonard and Sheldon when she moves into the building? A, is this the nerd floor? B, do you guys want to hang out? C, do you guys need anything? Or D, I'm your new neighbor.
I think it's that one. I'm your new neighbor, followed by a lot of highs and hellos.
Yes, that is correct. Well done. Okay, last two. Let's go out big.
All right.
With a bang.
Oh, no.
Which character is the only one who can initially speak to Raj without him being mute? A, Sheldon, B, Penny, C, Leonard, or D, Howard?
Well, Penny.
Correct. And
in season 6.
Well, actually, it was I believe season 1, the grasshopper experiment.
But that's when he was drinking.
Right. That's when he was, yes.
Okay. It was the end of season 6 he was able to speak to her.
Yes. And then they wound up in bed at some point and you were not happy with that.
I
Thank God.
I leapt into action.
Thank God. Thank God. Because that was not okay.
It all worked out.
It all worked out. Okay.
No,
finally, the big kahuna of them all.
Oh my gosh.
Can you spell Kuthrapali?
Well, it's funny you should ask because I've been burned by this question in the past on camera at other events. I'm prepared.
But it also resulted in my one and only cameo on the finale of The Big Bang Theory.
Do your listeners know this?
Yeah, they do. Thank God you messed it up.
Okay.
Because in case someone forgot the story, at the 200th episode celebration, I was asking everybody to spell Kuthrapali.
Right.
Now, the only one who did get it right at that party was Kunal himself,
Great.
as you would expect to. But I will never forget because Steve says to me, of course I know how to spell Kuthrapali with such confidence because he's like, I see this name all the time. I write this character. I know it. And I was like, fine, go. And then you spelled it wrong and you thought I was kidding at first. And you were like, oh, crap, what do you want? And I just threw it out there. I was like, I want a cameo that isn't cut so my parents can see me in St. Louis. And you're like, no. And then you're like, fine.
Good. I'm glad I said no at first.
Yes. And then you're like, if you don't air this, then you can have the cameo. And we didn't air it. We made it, or we did make it look.
Why are we talking about it now? I got away with it.
Because then people had to know why I ended up on the show.
That's
so
fine.
now is your chance.
Willing to admit my failures. Here we go.
Okay. Spell Kuthrapali.
Kuthrapali. Koothrappali. Kuthrapali. Used in a sentence. That's how you spell Kuthrapali.
Thank the Lord. He did it. Easiest game of your life, chat, says Rachel in the production room.
I'm good at spelling Kuthrapali's name.
I am so proud of you. I'm most proud of you that you didn't give up Big Bang and you stayed with it. And then the second reason I'm most proud of you is that you learned how to spell Kuthrapali.
Now only Kunal and I know how to do it.
Only you and Kunal can do it. And that deserves... That's why you have the Rubik's Cube at your house.
That's it. Or wherever it is. I don't know. Some secret location.
I know. That's true. That's true. Pleasure to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
We're bringing you back for one of the best episodes of season 2.
Okay. Well, we'll see if I'm wearing the same shirt.
We'll see if you're wearing something else as well.
Okay.
Thank you, Steve Molaro.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. This podcast was produced by Warner Brothers Unscripted Television in partnership with Max.